And if you could please say, I do.
With two simple words. ILHAN Omar took her place in the Minnesota House of Representatives in 2017. While a newcomer to politics in this northern state, Omar has come a long way since fleeing Somalia.
The little girl in that refugee camp 22 years ago, I don't think she could dream about this grand dream and plan.
A dream realized in front of Muslim American Society of Minnesota Executive Director Asad Zaman,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you
who
will
witnessed ILHAN Omar take the ceremonial oath of office on a commemorative Quran.
The ethos of America that can embrace a Somali American hijab-clad woman as their representative, I think that says something amazing about America.
ILHAN Omar's 2016 bid for a seat in the Minnesota House of Representatives in a liberal district in Minneapolis initially seemed like a long shot, says University of Minnesota political science professor Lawrence Jacobs.
From afar, ILHAN Omar had everything going against her. She was a Muslim in a state that's predominantly Christian. She's black in a state that is among the whitest states in the country. She was a woman where women are not well represented in the legislature. She was an immigrant in a state that doesn't have a lot of immigrants. Every one of those things could have been held up as a barrier, and yet she prevailed.
Today, there are about 25,000 Somali Americans in Minneapolis, many of them refugees like Omar. Ultimately, she did not win the support of the majority of the Somali American voters in her Minneapolis district. She was elected to her seat by courting voters outside the diaspora.
Coming from a community that usually sees leadership as a man's role, that played a huge part in creating a lot of difficulties.
Another campaign hurdle was countering the increased rhetoric Muslim Americans faced during the national presidential election in 2016.
It sort of provides a counter-narrative to say all is not bad. If someone like ILHAN, who has all of the odds against her, can succeed, then we are able to see that as a country we do have a balance.
Omar is the first Somali American legislator in Minnesota state government, where she also serves as the assistant minority leader in the chamber, and in her first term has supported legislation investing in affordable housing and better labor standards, among other initiatives. Since her election, she has increased her profile beyond Minnesota and views her role in the national conversation about Muslim Americans as a positive one.
Hearing about young people who are running for elected office in Kenya and in Somalia because they were inspired by my race, I think messages like that truly put things into focus and sort of, I think, amplify the level and the magnitude of what we've been able to do here.
Omar says she plans to do much more. In the wake of a successful endorsement by her state party, she is running for re-election later this year and hopes to continue charting an historic path forward. Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News, St. Paul, Minnesota.